The Rowlatt Act, officially known as the Anarchical and Revolutionary Crimes Act of 1919, was a controversial legislation enacted by the British colonial government in India. It was named after Sir Sidney Rowlatt, the British judge who headed the committee that recommended it. The Act was introduced in the Imperial Legislative Council of India and became law in March 1919. To understand it simply, let's first look at its background. During World War I, 1914 to 1918, the British government imposed stringent laws to curb revolutionary activities and maintain order in India. The Defence of India Act, 1915, granted the government extraordinary powers, but these were set to expire after the war ended. However, the British authorities feared that the end of the war might lead to a resurgence of nationalist activities, so they sought to retain some of these repressive measures even after the war. In 1918, the British government appointed a committee headed by Sir Sidney Rowlatt to evaluate the political and revolutionary situation in India and recommend measures to suppress them. The committee's report suggested that the threat of revolutionary activities persisted and recommended the continuation of wartime measures, leading to the introduction of the Rowlatt Act. Let's take a look at the key provisions of the Rowlatt Act. Preventive detention. It allowed the government to arrest and detain individuals suspected of revolutionary activities without trial for up to 2 years. Restrictions on freedoms. It limited freedom of speech and press, public gatherings could be banned, trial without jury. Special tribunals could try cases without a jury, and the right to appeal was removed. The act was met with strong resistance from Indian leaders and the public, seen as draconian, a betrayal of wartime promises. Mahatma Gandhi, who had by then emerged as a prominent leader of the Indian National Congress, called for a nationwide protest against the Rowlatt Act. Mahatma Gandhi led a non-violent protest, calling for a general strike, Hartal, on April 6, 1919. While intended to be peaceful, some protests turned violent. The protest led to the tragic event of Jallianwala Bagh Massacre on April 13, 1919, where British troops killed hundreds of unarmed civilians in Amritsar, further inflaming nationalist sentiment. The Rowlatt Act is often seen as a catalyst for the Indian independence movement, galvanizing public opinion against British rule and leading to increased demands for self-rule. The act was eventually repealed, but its legacy lived on. It reinforced the resolve of Indian leaders to fight for complete independence rather than mere reforms. The Rowlatt Act and the events surrounding it remain a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made by Indians in their quest for freedom and set the stage for the broader independence movement that would eventually lead to India's freedom in 1947. The Rowlatt Satyagraha and the tragic events of Jallianwala Bagh remain etched in the collective memory of the Indian people as symbols of their struggle for justice and self-determination. Like, share and subscribe to my channel, Historical Epochs, for more informative and fascinating historical insights. Thanks for watching.